here with Coach Frye after the USC Open here, the last home meet of the year. Coach, a lot of things happened today. We honored some amazing seniors. What was the highlight of your day today?
Recognizing and seeing the faces of some parents and to come here after lending their children with us. I don't know what the number of our seniors were. The line seemed to be so long, and as I see those faces, I can remember them at 18, and to know how many. The big thing that came across is how many people they said that, as they were naming, that have been all SEC academic, and to realize that they're not just competitors that compete at Carolina, that they're going to be Carolina graduates. Lots of people go to college and attend, but they don't say they graduate. And so that's my proudest moment, is always seniors to look down and see the Carolina graduates, and then the accomplishments of what they have accomplished, and then to see how we've gotten through COVID, and this group has made it with not a lot of outbreaks and followed the regulations and guidelines that we have, and the fact that some of the statements the parents make about what they loved about being here with us was character, morals, humility, words that mean a lot to me, and for them to tell me that's what meant most to them.
Of course, on the track today, we had a lot of things happen from a national perspective. Somebody like Will in the 400 hurdles, Ashton in the 400 hurdles. How awesome to see that, and obviously Will breaking that, breaking down in the 49 second mark.
Yeah, I mean, it's tough to be. 49 seconds is a great barrier, and here at Carolina, just to get yourself into the 49, because we've got a history in intermediate hurdles, and Will's making that step into that group, but to be right now number 4 in the country, and I think there's more there, and hopefully it is, because we've got you got to get to the conference meet and score, and the big meets keep coming, and so I was real pleased. A young kid that come in here at 52 seconds just 2 years ago, and now he's 49, and that was great for him. That hurdle race. I mean, it also, you had Rivaldo been here this is his 4th year, and he's been hurt off and on, but then he gets himself a personal best at 50.6, which was a big breakthrough. That's a tough race. It's one of the intermediate hurdles and the triple jump are tough events, mechanically and physically. And they have our freshman intermediate hurdler, and Ashton had her personal best again, and you can see where there's more left there. So we're excited, and to get little D, and she came on and almost ran 57. I mean, she ran 58.0, and so that's a whole second drop from last week. She's gone from being 60 to 59, 58, and we can see that she's got the possibilities of getting low 57, and so those events right there, I'm excited to have Stephanie back and not get injured and get off her injury and come back and run 53 low, and also see Knowledge. Knowledge ran a personal best by a half second. That was good to see that group coming through.
For sure, and then early on in the day we saw a school record. For the 3rd time this year, Anna Catherine Stoddard. She runs a race basically by herself and breaks the school record, and she was fired up. It was really cool to see. How awesome is to see that, and for somebody who's a COVID senior too.
Yes, and to see her knowing that her objective is to see can she get to the NCAA championship in the 10,000. She's here breaking the school record as in the 1500, and her event is the 5 and the 10, and now she holds the school record. And to see how hard she worked to get there, and so.
So, Coach, we're just getting wrapped up talking about AK, but also we had a bunch of other wins today. We had Hayden Cobb goes 800. We saw a lot of other events that had some top performances. Can you speak on any more of those
Yeah, I'm
performances?
glad to see Hayden back. Indoors, those guys ran a tough indoor and barely missing the indoor championship final for Hayden was tough. And to see him, his hamstring was hurt down at Florida, and to get him here at home and get him off to a start and get him back to 50 point in this race, knowing it's going to take about 48 flat to make the conference finals. So, and to get to the regionals, probably going to have to run low 149. And so just to have him get that run in and know that we got 3 weeks of racing to try and get him to the regional meet, which is exciting, and to see them coming along like that. There's so many things that were big about the meet. Katie and Hammer, I'd like to see she's coming around. It looks like she's getting to the point where to get into the finals at the conference, it takes 60 meters, and it's I think she can get 60, and she's 57 right now, and so she knows it's 50, 59, 60 gets you a shot at being being at the SEC finals. And those are the exciting things, to see kids nudging their way in to where they can be a contributor at the SEC level. And we only got one more meet for some of them. We go to Charlotte next week, and then it's down to who's qualified that can go to Jacksonville to make their last run. So the school is ending, academics is coming up. We've survived COVID with all the pressures of COVID and seeing the devastation. I'm glad these kids are athletes and that they get to have friends. They get to have persons they can talk to as they're going through the moments they have alone. And some of them have had to sit through COVID and test positive, and some of them have had to go and be trace contact twice. And so they have 14 days in for trace, and 2 weeks later, they're 14 days away from everybody again. And we've had people up to where they've had near 40 days, but they've held it together because of their closeness as a group and a team. And my hat goes off to all collegiate athletes, along not just our teams, but particularly our team, because it's the one I'm familiar with. And to see their smiling faces and the joy is in their face, and to see them be able to take their masks off, and to see us go to the outdoor season with three persons that have been positive during the outdoor season, and that was just phenomenal. 7 trace and three persons with actual COVID. And so I'm just excited, and then having kids walk up and tell me they've gotten their first shot. And not something we push them into, it's something that they have social consciousness, that they want to be such that they don't injure or hurt any of their family. And so they take this on as a challenge for them to want to go in the cafeteria and take a picture to say thank you to our cafeteria staff for them preparing food for them all year long. And it just tells me what a wonderful group of kids that we have, and it was an exciting day.
Yeah, and then one of the biggest things too today was our women's jumpers. Hanifa comes back, and then also Rachel Glenn goes 185, the highest mark she's been at since indoor nationals.
Yeah, and Rachel had a good shot at making. I think what she make 180.
She made 185, and she
185.
attempted 190, and looked like she almost got it a couple times.
Yeah. So, hey, she will make 190 and better. And so our challenge here is, she can be an NCAA. She can get to the NCAA in both events, but we got to be real careful because, hey, we're going to be a high jumper or we're going to be an intermediate hurdler. We got to keep her legs such that she can do both, or do the high jump. So there's a lot of challenges there. She wants to do both. She wants to run a mile relay. It's just amazing to have an athlete that wants to do things like this. But the great ones are like that and stuff. So she's truly a great one, and she an example for the other ones. But I was excited to see our girls run the mile relay today and win by 7 seconds, and without Aaliyah, and run 3:33. And so we know that we've got 5 girls that can get us to the NCs, and then knowing that we got an All-American on the mile relay. There's high jumping, so it gives us a little flexibility to have 6 of them.
Awesome. And then, you know, anything else that you want to get forward, say before we kind of get going and have the final 2 road meets of the year?
Hey, well, we're going to taper a little bit next week, and the mile relay is important to me. Jackson important. Good to see Bailey Rodgers back up and running, so we get a chance. Evan did a great job. He's a little disappointed. You know, he lost at home, and that bothers him a little bit. But hey, he's all the way from a guy that ran 21.6 in high school to run 20.50 and 20.55 and 20.60. There's a big breakthrough coming, and you got to keep him encouraged. It's amazing. A year ago, he's trying to run under 21. And now you got to keep him encouraged because he didn't go faster than 20.5. So it's exciting to see people. Sometimes you want to see people still discouraged because, you know, because it tells you that they believe they're better than that. So our coaches are doing the right things to get us to the point where our kids still buying in and believing in. Had some great last week performances by recruits, knowing that we got one of the top 5 recruiting classes in the country. This is such a great moment. Having great teams come in. I appreciate having Tennessee come in to run with us and bring their great to see Clemson's great program, their top 15 in the men in the country, and they coming down to run with us, along with our traditional teams that come in. Campbell University and Furman, 2 great teams bringing their athletes in. It's a great meet, and thank for this grateful weather that we have. So I'm proud of the Gamecocks. Hey, I'm seeing that our golf team and our tennis team are doing well. It looks like we're having a great spring. Go Gamecocks.
Awesome. Thanks, Coach.